We are live, deep vibe, at Data Universe. Me, you, Urosh,
And the crowd in the group, the deep vibe.
and all of Deep Vibe. This is our first ever booth. We've got we're live switching. We've got multiple cameras. We have the lovely Lauren Banjo who helped us out on sound. This has been pretty crazy that we joined the DataVengers, who we've collaborated with more than a few times. I like to think of us, as the shield to their DataVengers, which would make one of us Nick Fury. I'm not sure who.
I'll give it to you.
But this is the first time that we've ever had a booth together, co-branded, where we had a space at the event and we could actually keep our stuff and have a nice both live stream and live to tape setup. And it's fun. And we're in New York City at the North Javits, a city that you spent a lot of time in.
I did. And I thought it changed a lot, but it hasn't. Still the same energy and love it. The lights, everything.
Randomly seeing people on the street that you used to work with.
I did, yeah. It's very weird. I have 12 million people in New York, and I see the guy I sat next to it at A&E walk past me. So it's fun.
Nice. So let's talk about stuff that would be of interest to somebody, I guess. I'm not totally sure what that stuff is, but
well, we're at a data conference or data conference, and
I say data.
Data, yeah, data.
You can say data.
And AI, right? And how AI is using that data.
I mean,
And
Gen AI is the topic of
Yeah.
everything everywhere for the last little bit, and
Right.
it's sort of now infected pretty much every conference we've been to.
And we've been really heavy in AI Gen for a while now. So, and this was actually the first event that we kind of created graphics for that we did use AI Gen for, which I'm super excited about. It's not really production ready, as we can get into the details later on, but it was a good combination of, using the AI Gen and with a combination of, traditional animation software and mixing it up and creating something new. So, it was fun.
Deep Vibe has been around for 2 years in July, and we pretty much have been using Gen AI, especially text-to-image stuff, text-to-speech, since we started.
Yeah.
But mostly in pre-production stuff, in the
Yeah.
ideation, concepts, all that stuff. I think we're getting to the point, where the tools, obviously the fidelity is getting good enough and the quality is getting good enough, but as creators and artists, we wanted to do what we wanted to do, and Gen AI has not been as good at that until, it's starting to be more refined and allow you to express your intentions as an artist.
Yeah.
And that's where we're starting to see that we can start to incorporate it in our production work and our finished work a little more.
But early on, before getting to this point, we primarily used it in previs and concept development. And I thought that was a very interesting way of just pummeling through many ideas, trying to figure out what the real look is, sharing that with the client, getting their feeler out, seeing if it's the right direction. You can course correct much faster, and for frankly quite a lower manpower and less budget to kind of get to the idea. And then once you lock that in, then you can just put all your energy into developing that concept. And I think that is something really strong and powerful that before would take you maybe 2-3 weeks to get to something good, and now you're literally at 3 days, 4 days. It's not production ready, but it gets you off the right foot, right? So I think that's good.
So the biggest challenge that I've found with all the amazing, just tsunami of Gen AI tools that exist is figuring out which ones are worth sort of the effort of learning the intricacies, of how you prompt them and whether it has in-painting or, like how much you can refine the output. And the thing that I think the one solution that we've found that kind of really pulls it all together that you've gotten super excited about is Comfy UI.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff you've
Yeah.
been experimenting with?
I mean, I'm a total novice, and I just started using it maybe like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. But it's open source. All the models that you use are open source, and you get to really play with every single aspect of the AI gen. If it's video, image, you can just like in Midjourney, you would use an image to get a prompt description, and then get that description and generate your own versions. And Comfy UI just makes that all way more user friendly, where you can kind of build your own workflow to get the exact thing that you need, that your client needs, or to fulfill your vision just for Instagram or whatever it is. So I think it's very powerful. It's obviously still in the development stage, but the ability to dabble in it and kind of connect the different things that do different things, is a huge thing.
Well, and also to be able to create either dynamic content or interactive content. We've been experimenting with photo booth installations where people are taking, a selfie shot at a photo booth, and we're able to convert it into, a Gen AI fantasy sort of themed image.
Yeah, one thing speaking of that, I enjoyed making a specific LoRa for a character for a client. And a LoRa is, let's say, a trained quote-unquote model of what you want a character to look like, or an environment, or an art style. And once
your specific, like, custom data, very limited data set.
Yeah, so
narrow data.
These are the brand colors for that specific brand. These are the fonts. This is the look. This is the character even that we wanted to create. And then once you wrap it all up into a LoRa, then you load that up into Comfy. And then with the other nodes that are specifically getting you to that diffusion, you can get that specific look that you're after. And I think that is a huge thing for brands, because it speeds up their production. I don't know, like tenfold, if even more.
Well, and lets us do things at scale potentially, like at an event, or if we get to personalized video or personalized images down the road, like we can do a lot more stuff at scale for a smaller price point, more efficient, faster. So,
I mean, fun.
Yeah, that stuff's super exciting. I mean, obviously we're here at a data event, Deep Vibe. The vast majority of our customers are tech B2B companies and AI, ML, data and analytics. So, we try to not just sell tech solutions, but also kind of immerse ourselves and try to get close to the edge of creativity and technology. So being here obviously inspires us to talk about some of our work with Gen AI, since it's the buzzword that everyone loves to insert into all marketing materials.
And also AI is kind of making its way into all of the creative apps that we've been using for decades. And now there's an inkling of AI kind of creeping into all of them, and they're just making them faster, stronger, more bulletproof, and just giving the artists more freedom to really research and have fun and express themselves faster and better, I guess.
Well, let's talk about that real quick. We have a philosophy that I think is shared across our agency, that we need to paddle faster. We need to lean in. Like, these tools, if used properly, can give you superpowers. They can augment everything that you do, but it's still important for us as artists to retain our humanity, our perspective, our craft, and use the tools to make us more us rather than have them replace us. But there are a lot of people that are going to be disrupted, like potentially. So the decisions we make now collectively as a world and as artists are important.
Yeah. And just to get a little philosophical for a second, I think that no matter how much AI kind of takes a grip in the creative industry, I think it's never going to really replace the human, because you still need that person that's going to either prompt it or prep the AI to do exactly what the brand needs. And I think that is something that we're, I don't know, maybe a couple of years, because it's going so fast, but and a couple of years away from that.
But people's tastes are fickle too.
Yeah.
Once the whole audience zigs, then people start to zag and want something that's the opposite. So I think, until we're making content for the robots, until the robots are the audience, there's still going to need to be some element of a human core. And that's not to say that powerful LLMs can't feel essentially human, but that point of view and that perspective and that story you want to tell, and the way that you want to reach other people in new and different and surprising ways, at least for a while, the good stuff will require, real humans who've lived an actual life experience and have something that they want to get across, something authentic.
A real story.
Yeah. I mean, stories are
Yeah,
inherently
exactly.
human, at least as far as we know them.
I mean, maybe we can see Sora, doing B-roll of an aerial shot of top of the Mount Everest, and then you have the human that's like this big. That might be part of a narrative, but the second you come closer to that person that you're shooting, that the story's about, you want to actually film the real human and get their real emotion and real, the real feeling of the narrative as opposed to being generated by AI. So I think that's pretty powerful.
But long story short, it's a super interesting time. It's scary, it's exciting. We are trying to do our best to, like I said, paddle faster, maybe ride the tsunami instead of getting crushed by it. But in the meantime, we're having a ton of fun, which is really what matters. We have great clients. We love them. They love us. And, we get to do things like this, like, go to conferences around the country. A lot of times with the DataVengers, we went to London with them for Big Data London, which was super fun. Recently we were with Kate and Scott out at Gartner in Orlando. They are great partners. We have a lot of fun with them. They are the best examples of how you can be influencers in the data space, and really, market in a fun but exciting and valuable professional way. So we're huge fans of theirs, and we were happy to be able to come here and do something a little different. It's their first time having a booth. It's our first time having a booth. We're able to live stream from here. We created custom graphics for it. We designed the whole thing. Shout out to you and to Kara for designing, sort of the combined look for the Data Universe, Deep Vibe, and DataVengers. We did a graphics package for it and all that fun stuff. So, we're continuing to have fun when opportunities present themselves, and always improvise and keep everything from a story standpoint.
I think the last thing I'll add is just, as a human being, you're constantly evolving and learning and growing. And I think that with in this time with AI, and you do have to pivot and you do have to grow because the tsunami's coming, as you said, right? So, and it's just fun. You're not constantly using the same old software for creative endeavors. Now you kind of got to extrapolate and learn and expand your horizons, and also meet new people in the community and kind of have a knowledge exchange. Because with the AI gen stuff, especially with Comfy UI, with the open sourceness of it, everybody needs that guy that managed to solve, or gal that solved that problem, and that's just going to short circuit everything and kind of help you shortcut, I guess, the path, and kind of help you get to the end result much faster. And the community aspect of it is really good.
Yeah, you got to have a change mindset. Like, it's essential to survive. If you're not learning, if you're not growing, you're dying. And we want to live, so we're going to keep having fun, and keep doing fun stuff like this, but always keep trying to learn as many tools as we can and figure out which ones are kind of awesome and which ones aren't as great, and continue pivoting on. And I want to give a huge shout out to everyone running the show here. Isamar, our partner and executive producer, she's doing the live switching, and Lauren's doing sound. She was kind enough to join us, and Brendan's on camera, and we got a mystery camera operator. And Joshua's even doing BTS stuff. Look at that. We got Deep Vibe represented all around. Hopefully we didn't waste too much of people's time. I'm going to guess they could have just tuned out if they didn't care.
Yeah, you can just close it out if you don't want to listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could hit the little X on the tab. And, But thanks everybody for joining us today, and we're here. DataVengers are going to be doing a big broadcast later on, giving away some stuff, including some Deep Vibe Yetis as part of the little giveaway. They got a whole wheel that they're going to be spinning. So yeah, we're having fun here, and we figured if we got a live stream set up and we're all together, because we're not together that often, we might as well chat. So thanks everybody.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Peace.
Thanks.